What's up, guys? This is Evan the T-Rex Singleton coming at you with officialstrongman.com, and today we're going to take you through a little bit of a leg day. I got some squats going on, then we're going to do a little bit of barbell. We're going to do a little bit of barbell RDLs, extensions, curls, glute hamstring raises, all that good stuff. We're going to give our legs a really good workout, get a good pump, and we're going to put a lot of work in today, so it's going to be a good one. I'm going to work up to 575 just for a single, just getting under a little bit of a heavier weight, just feeling it out, get my body used to it, and then we're doing a drop down set of 500, and we're going to do 4 sets of 5. Simulating for World's Strongest Man, typically the squat event is going to be on an axle bar. It has the really big globes. It looks really cool for TV. Those are on both sides, so I try to, when I'm training, simulate both my mentality and the equipment that I train on. I try to simulate it as close to the competition as possible, so that way there's nothing really that's too off-putting once everything's said and done, it's time to actually go into the competition. Nothing will throw me off too much. I like to be as prepared as possible. There's no whip to it, which is really nice. I like personally the thickness. I feel like it sits better on my shoulders. It doesn't really dig into my spine too much. It's more of a blockier feel on my shoulders, so I like it personally. I'm able to get into a good position with it. So personally, I prefer it over regular squats. Essentially, I always start with the roller, and I always do my back because I get a lot of tightness in my back, and that stems from tight hamstrings and glutes and all that good stuff. Hips are a little bit raised, so I get a little bit of problems in my knees, which pulls in the quads and then pulls in the patella tendon. So I try to make sure that when I'm doing my warm-up routine, it's always very heavily centered on my legs and my lower back, because the last thing I want to do is feel any of that kind of pain while I'm doing all this heavy stuff. Yeah. I roll out my back, just target the area that hurts, usually a couple inches above the ass cheek, and I'll rub that out, get that feeling a little bit good, and then I'll start focusing on my hamstrings and my glutes. And then after I'm done with that, I'll flip over, and I usually do both my quads at the same time, stretching that muscle out, getting that nice and warmed up so I don't feel it in my knees as bad. And then I angle it a little bit, and I try to get it right into my hip, because that's where I feel a lot of the problems that I have come from. So I really want to make sure that my hips are as warmed up as possible. And then a lot of the other stuff that I do is a lot of just real basic stretching, just making sure that everything is nice and lubed up and we're ready to get going so we don't crash and burn. I do a little bit of balancing on the Bosu ball to really help focus on my center of gravity, especially with my weak ankles and feet, because I shattered both of them. I dropped a log on it last December. Yeah, I was bedridden for a couple months, shattered both my feet, and it was a long recovery, and I'm still dealing with kind of the aftermath of that a little bit. So stabilization is a problem that I have, so it's something that I really try to focus on. And then just tall guy problems. I have problems in my knees. The last time I saw my osteopath, which kids, go see an osteopath. Get all of your recovery stuff in, because if you want to make yourself better, you need to know how to heal yourself. But anyway, osteopath, the last time I was in there, she told me that my left hip is raised, and that is pulling on my quad, which attaches to my patella tendon, which is pulling on that. So essentially that's always being pulled on, it's always being stretched, which is causing me my knee pain, which is lovely because I can't be in a car for longer than an hour without feeling my knees. So it's nice to know what the problem is, now that I can take progressive steps towards making it better. And that's why my stretching routine has gotten a lot more vigorous since I started training. I just go up by 45 pounds.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because squats aren't the best event for me, so I'll go up by 45 pounds until I get to about 500, and then I'll be a little bit more cautious with it. I'll go up by quarters. Typically what I do is whatever my working set is, let's say working sets are 5. I'll do sets of 5 with just about every single plate jump until maybe the one before it. So I'm doing a top single, and then I'm doing sets of 5 today. So I'll do sets of 5 until I get to about 5. I'll do sets of 5 until I get to 500. Then once I get to 500, then I'll do a single. Then I'll do a single at 550, and then a single at 575, and then we'll drop down and do my sets. We're throwing in the essentially the brackets that both sides have to touch before you can come back up. It's very similar to the event in the actual competition. So again, to reiterate, I like to be as close to the competition feel as I possibly can. So that way, come competition day, I'm the best prepared. This is gonna be my first time with brackets. Oh no, I expect it to be super easy because I'm just that good. I adapt very quickly.
Okay.
Watching the tapes of all the other guys doing it, my biggest concern would probably be if I'm uneven coming down, one side hitting first and then throwing me off balance, especially once I get under a little bit of a heavier weight. That would be a concern of mine, but I'm gonna try to go down as even as possible. Like there are some guys that would go like speed rep it all the way down, bounce it, and then come back up. Once I get to a heavier weight, I like to be in control of it. I like to feel that that weight is only going to move where I want it to. So I'm going to do I do slow eccentrics once I get to heavier weights.
Ooh, how does that feel?
That feels different. It's weird how something that you don't even feel in the lift itself until you're actually hitting the pads. It's just, I don't know, maybe it's a mentality thing. Like that felt different. Good, but different.
Yeah.
It was weird. Maybe it's just because on the descend, I knew they were there. I don't know, but it's cool. I like trying new things. It felt okay. Trying to focus more on just focusing on the squat and not searching for the pads. It's
Does that help?
It should be easier to pick up because it's my first time ever doing it. So as opposed to learning a bad way to do it and then trying to get out of that bad habit. This is my first time ever doing it with pads. So hopefully it's something that I can fix. It felt okay. It felt, for me personally, I can't talk about it like too arrogantly because squatting is such a bad event for me, but it's the fastest 500s moved in a while, so I'll take that. I'll take that. That was around 550, like 540, 550-ish. This is the next jump. This is my top single. Again, nothing stupid impressive. I was never really known for my squat, but 575 here for a single. Again, just to get under the weight, to feel it, because I know it's gonna be a lot heavier at Worlds. So working up with that. Do my single, then we'll drop it down to 525 and we'll get some reps in. I wasn't sure about it at first, but now I'm actually kind of like feeling the stop, knowing I don't have to go any lower, and then just exploding back up. And I find that I'm not, because when I squat free, I have a problem with getting really deep into the hole, but not really recognizing it. And again, that just comes from, there was a decent amount of years where I didn't squat because of my legs, my knees. So it's nice to have that physical reminder of, okay, you went low enough, now go back up, just explode. And I'm still in a good position. I'm not sank all the way in the hole. I'm still in a good spot. So it felt good. From now until showtime, I'm gonna do all of my squats like this. I have a good setup at home. I should be able to replicate. I'm gonna start training like this. It varies it's always for reps. I don't think I've ever seen a World's Strongest Man a max squat, at least for like 20 years. But I would say it's usually around 7 to 725 for reps. Heavy for me, but if I could throw on a suit and then bang out a couple of reps, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
I'll be happy, especially in an event that I'm really not good at. So I'll take that. I'll take that. I get a couple of points up on the board for the squat event, and then I just come into the next couple of events and just smoke all of them. I'm being honest about my squat. It's not the best, but I'm going to be honest about the rest of my events. The rest of the events are really good. So watch out. The descent felt like I was under there for like 10 minutes, but
yeah, that last inch was really slow.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to take a chance on being uneven with a heavier weight, because that's on the heavier side for me. So I didn't want to take a chance on getting off balance.
if you just hit too fast and pop
Yeah.
nipples, it messes you all up.
Exactly. The last thing I want is almost 600 pounds just falling on my crippled body. I usually, when I do squats, just do volume, so it felt pretty good. I'm happy with that. Felt like it was relatively fast on the ascent, so I'll take that.
So what's next now then?
525 for sets of 5.
It's like
It's like 230, 240.
Like 5 plates and a little bit of change.
Yeah. Perfect. Keep it together. Don't rush. Let's go, Aaron. You got this. Keep it together. You got to commit. Let's go. Last rep, let's go, come on. It was okay, felt a little bit of tweaking in my right knee, but it's all good. Maybe I'm just not used to the knee wraps. I'm not very familiar with wrapping my knees for squats, so it was probably that. As far as pain, it didn't really feel that painful, so it felt like a good working set. It was manageable. Feeling a good pump right now in my quads and my calves, so that's good. A little bit of my ass too. Not a bad set. One more set, and then we can say, all right, fuck squats. Because, again, I'm so unfamiliar with the wraps, I wanted to take my time. I really wanted to make sure that I was hitting the pads at the same time, even, and I wanted to be in constant control of both my body and the weight. So I avoided trying to go too fast or doing anything different with my foot placement or stance or anything like that. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible and not venture or try anything different just because I have the knee wraps on now. And it paid off because the knee wraps gave me awesome support. You wrapped the shit out of my knees, which sucked, but it helped and it was good. So all in all, I'm happy with that. I learned a lot in the past half an hour about squatting and knee wraps and stuff, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. There you go, like that one. Yep. Come on, 2 more. Come on, just up. Nice. 1 more.
It felt pretty good. It was a good squat session. First time training with the blocks to stop underneath the weight, simulate World's Strongest Man a little bit, worked on the axle. Overall, it was decent. It was a really good squat session. I haven't had a squat session that felt that good in a while. Some good people around here cheering